Hello guys, welcome back to another session where we have Seaborn going over coding with Unity. So let's give it up for Seaborn.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. Doing the Unity stuff again. We're doing water this time. So yeah, pretty much. Should I just start? Should I just start it now?
Go ahead.
All right, yeah. Okay, so right now this is the height map for Greenfield Lake. I put in some trees and water. The water and trees are from Unity's default asset pack, the simple default assets. It's a package that you can import from assets right here, just from import package, or you can go to the asset store and get it here. But it's a pretty good looking water lake sort of thing we have here. There's all the options for it here. You can do it reflective, refractive, and then simple. There's a lot of different variations on the water. We're just gonna leave this at reflective, and then yeah, we've added that. We've also added I've added geese. So here's our goose. He kind of just sits on the water and floats around. We'll see that here. If we just go over here, there's a goose flying through the sky. But here's the geese. This is kind of what they do. They kind of just slide around on the water.
So this is actually what happens in Greenfield Lake, right?
Yeah, this is pretty accurate to what the geese look like there. They kind of like to stick to the edges of the lake.
Apparently some of them are dead.
There are a lot of dead geese in Greenfield Lake. Most of them are. So the reason that they're doing this is I didn't really spend that much time on the geese's movement script because we could do stuff like we could make it so they know all the terrain around them and they can figure out what they're like, what areas to avoid and stuff like that. But we're not. What I just did is I just gave them the ability to move forward. And so if we look right here, we'll just find there is an empty object right here who has a script to summon geese in. So you'll see right here, this is why they're all upside down, because of that. And some of them fly through the sky. We can also change the goose counter to like 100 geese. And then we'll have geese everywhere. So if we go see that. Yeah, here.
The trees look great, Seaborn. Are they like cypress
Yeah.
or something? Yeah, it's just amazing how this looks.
These trees are using Unity's, they're just using Unity's tree system. It is another one of Unity's environment assets that they have pre-built for you, but this is done by the Unity team themselves, so they know how to make it the best. We have like a pine tree, and then a more rare one that I put in here is like a oak tree thing. And then they also have palm trees, but there's no palm trees at the lakes. There's only a lot of geese.
Look at those geese. That's amazing.
So for example, could you add like turtles in?
Yeah, we just got to 3D model some turtles and then make a script for them. Yeah, so we could do turtles pretty easily. Let's see. So, and also with our geese. So we'll look into the script here. It has the two variables, goose thrust and the goose's rigid body. So pretty much what's happening is you're just adding force to the geese and multiplying it by thrust. So we can change the goose thrust to like 10, and we'll just put a goose right here for an example, and then move our scene view here, and we'll be able to see that goose is just gonna like zoom that way. And they build momentum, so they're gonna keep going until they hit something. And then they fly.
The poor goose.
And then they keep going.
Did you call them gorses? Because that's what it looks like on your assets. Gorse.
Yeah, every single time I spelled goose, I wouldn't look at my keyboard and I just left it like that. So there's gorse, there's for grass, it's grace, goosies. There's a lot of misspelled goose names because I also didn't want to name the two goose assets the same thing. So we're just gonna leave our thrust at 1. So that's our goose pretty much. So how this water works is it's using one of Unity's default. It's using one of Unity's shaders for water, which we'll be able to see in here. You can see it right here, actually. This is what it looks like applied to a sphere. You can change this to a cube. And this is the nighttime water. That's what I'm using for Greenfield Lake because it looks, I mean, not Greenfield, but Lake Waccamaw. I keep calling it Greenfield Lake, but it's Lake Waccamaw. Yeah, so I'm using the nighttime one because it looks more like a lake. The other one looks more like an ocean. We can also go into the settings here and we can open this shader up over here to see what it's doing. We can also scale. Let's go to our actual water we have here. We have a lot of different settings for this that we can use. Like we can make the waves smaller or we can make them huge like this. We can also distort the reflections of the things we're reflecting more or less. So we should be able to see that a little bit better here when we actually go into the game. You can also change the speed of the waves, but there's a pine tree growing in the water. That's not supposed to be there. Anyway, we made the waves a lot bigger here. We can also make the wave speed higher, so we can change it to like 100, and then it'll go way faster in that direction. And what they're using for speed is they're using a, so if you see here, they have multiple options for speed. Let's just go here. If you look closely, there's multiple layers of waves on top of each other in the water. There's one moving to the right and one moving to the left. And so these different speeds will control the different layers of waves. So should we try to put turtles in?
Yeah, let's add turtles. Yeah.
Okay, let's add
What do you
turtles.
think, Scott?
Maybe if we can, alligators. That'd be fun.
Alligators.
Yes, alligators. Let's do alligators.
Alligators. Okay.
And then
So
we can
we'll
have,
just
like,
take our cube. We'll stretch it because alligators are longer. We'll make a cut here. I'm gonna mirror our movements on the y-axis, so then we can grab this and this, stretch it out a little bit to make it that more alligator-shaped alligator. Then we can go and we'll take, let's see, that's pretty alligator-ish. Then we'll go zoom out a little here. We'll start to do the tail. We'll kind of scale this down gradually like this. Okay, that's interesting. Go back to this selection. There we go. So we'll scale this down gradually and thin out the tail. So I forgot what I was going to say. We'll just keep thinning out the tail while I try to remember. Right up here, we can see our different selection tools. So we can go to selecting edges only, to selecting the dots only, like the vertexes, and we can also go to selecting the faces only. Each one of these has its different sort of uses, but we'll continue with our alligator. So we'll just keep stretching this out. And how should the alligators work? Does anyone have any ideas for their behavior?
Kind of imagining like just like crawling, or like maybe like the tail going back and forth. Like them.
Okay.
Attack the geese.
Attack the geese.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think, Kai? Attack the geese. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, I have an idea for that. Yeah, we'll make them attack the geese. That's a brilliant idea. So we'll keep thinning this out as we go. I think we'll want it to kind of go like this and give it a little bit of a curve upward. And I think one more link should be okay.
So Seamer, what are we gonna do about the weather balloon? Like, what's the competition with that?
So basically, Rob is gonna send everyone an email that'll have the links to, it'll have the details on the competition and the links to the program Blender and some tutorials that you can use to actually get started with this program. And I'll see whoever's weather balloon looks the best, we'll put into the actual thing and use as our weather balloon.
Okay.
And we'll put some requirements for what the weather balloon should have to have.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're almost done with this tail. Just make it really thin and come to a point here. And then just take this, kinda try to, that looks okay. So now let's just change it to object mode. We have our alligator tail, and then we'll just have to add a head. So we'll go to edit mode.
Pretty good.
So what I think we can do for the head is, this is already a long enough body. It doesn't really have to be extended anymore. So we're just gonna go take this and start working on a jaw. So we'll just kind of switch back here, get these two, and then kind of drag it together and form a little jaw. And I think, let's look at a picture of an alligator, crocodile.
And I'll post a picture of this on the website, but they just had literally like a 13 to 15 foot alligator at Bald Head Island.
All right, so this is a good picture right here of what we can use for reference. So it looks like we'll make a cut here so we can have this stay thick, and then thin out the nose a little bit more. Wait, nope. Just have to move that in there, up a little, and then we can move that and a little bit forward. So there's a kind of alligator-ish shape. Then we'll just extend that out there. So we kind of already have that lizard jaw shape. And we just have to refine it a bit. So Blender, it's a pretty easy tool to use. I'm just cutting and scaling mostly here with all the little commands they have, like we'll just like Control R is the most useful command in this whole thing. So we'll just finish this up here. Command R makes a cut in the shape. So this is a pretty okay looking jaw. It looks pretty much like a large salamander. How can we make this look more alligatory? We could give it teeth.
We could give it legs too.
We could, but we'll do that at a different time. That's not as important as making it look alligatory. So let's give it legs.
It probably
So we're just gonna add some little cuts. Oh, not that. We'll just add some cuts here. Nope, that's not what I want. Okay, I guess it's there anyway.
it also
So
probably some bumps along the tail in the back.
yeah, we can do that. Let's just do legs first though. We'll take here and here, and then we'll go here and extrude that out.
When you have to stretch the jaw out more, then add a bump for the nose and nostrils.
Okay, we're doing legs one thing at a time. Tell me what you mean in a second, but okay. So we're gonna take our legs, we're gonna flatten out these feet. I'm not a professional at drawing alligator legs, well, modeling alligator legs. So that's pretty ugly. Let's what? We want to mirror, trying to figure what axis to mirror. So we're just gonna go and add some bends in the kneecaps of our alligator, and we'll just center these. We also need to figure out this bend in his leg. I don't like this, and it doesn't want to go away. So we might just have our deformed alligator here. Yeah, he doesn't he doesn't want to remove this leg thing. He just doesn't want to. Okay, we'll have to do this manually and have it look a little uneven, but that's fine. Let's take this and just rotate it, I think. We'll rotate that, take this face, move it. That's a little better. And then rotate it here. Do the same for this. Actually, we could have just rotated the foot. Yep, it's a little uneven. That's okay. We can try to fix that. And we're not gonna make any feet. We'll just have them have little stumps for legs. And then we'll do front legs. We'll just do this really quick. Draw these out. Oh, we also have to give them some bends in the knees. So we'll select all the edges here. And then we will drag these forward. We'll drag these forward just like this to give him a little bit of bend in his knees. So, and then we have to make this guy attack the goose. So I think how we're gonna do this is, since we don't have a lot of time, we're not gonna use any fancy mapping techniques for having our alligator figure out how to navigate over terrain. We're just gonna give our alligator thrust and make him sprint at the goose. Just face the goose and sprint at the goose using thrusters. I think that'll be our plan for alligator movement. So we're just gonna move that forward. So now we got feet. What else does an alligator need?
Teeth.
Teeth and eyes. It needs eyes.
Give him eyes, yeah. So let's just go here, here. I know there's a better way to do this, but I can't remember how. So we're just gonna give him little square eyes like this.
You have to give them the nostrils that the alligators have, that they bump up from their face.
Okay, 1 second.
This thing here, Seaborn, where you're putting the lines on the outside. This is called cutting.
Yeah, that's making cuts. Yeah, that's making cuts in the alligator. That's not eyes. Okay. Let's just try that again. So we can just go here. Here, we'll make that smaller in a second.
Okay.
So here we got some eyes. Just bring these down to make them a little bit less weird. All right, there's our eyes for our alligator. Anything else? What? He doesn't really look like an alligator. What do we need to make him look like an alligator?
Teeth and like spines.
Spines. All right, let's do spines first.
You have to
So-
stretch out his jaw more,
Which one?
both of them, and you have to give him the nostrils that come up from his upper jaw.
Okay, stretch out his jaw. We're just gonna select his whole head, and hopefully this will stretch out well. Probably won't, but we'll get to see. That's the fun part. All right, we'll just. That did not stretch out his jaw. There. Is that good, Joe? Is that stretched out enough for you? I think that's good.
I think that's very
that
good.
looks
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
I think we should also give his head a bit of an angle.
Now you just have to give him the nostrils.
Nostrils.
Mhm.
Where are the nostrils? They're like little bumps on the top. I don't. All right. We'll just kind of go here and then select face and kind of make this a little bit more fat. Trying to expand. That did not expand properly. It also needs to have its bottom selected, I think. That's probably the issue here, but we'll see. So then we'll go to expand and just kind of, come on. Okay, it doesn't want to expand properly. I think I know what our reason is. We'll make another cut right next to our cut here. And then we can now take this. It's on the wrong selection tool, but we can take this and we'll go here and just try to expand now. Okay, trapezoids don't like to expand. That's our issue. Joe, you had to make the most impossible request.
This looks good though, Seaborn. It's good.
Yeah.
For today's exercise, yes.
Yeah, it looks okay. Joe, I think
It's gonna make it look more like an alligator if you do what I'm telling you to do.
all right. So then we'll make a cut here. We'll make a cut here, and then we'll go and take our face here and our face here, and just wait. No, we can just take our face here, and then just move it inward. There, that's nostrils, right, Joe? That looks like an alligator, huh?
For some reason, it reminds me of an elongated pig. No offense.
Yeah, you're right. Because Joe doesn't know what an alligator looks like. No, the nostrils don't help. The nostrils don't help. You need to smooth this a little bit. It's kind of hideous. We could have just taken a 3D model off the internet and said it was our own. Why are geese so much easier than alligators? Alligators are the most difficult thing. We already committed to this. We're gonna have to finish it. We'll just make some cuts here.
That a boy. I like the attitude.
Yeah, and then that's not a cut that I wanted to make, but it's there. So we'll do that. And then We just have to put this inward, and we have our elongated pig nostrils. There we go, perfect. There's our amazing alligator. We just need to add teeth and the spine. So for our spine, what we'll do is we'll take, can make a cut. We go to, I want to go to edit mode. This has, all right. How thick should the spine be? Like that middle line right here in between this one and the one above it is what our spine will be. So like this thick.
Yeah, that looks good. And I think there's a row of spines on the each side of that middle row as well.
Okay.
Yeah, see that? It's got like one,
Yeah.
two, at least 3, maybe 4 rows.
Yeah, they kind of look like a triangle things. So we can go, let's make a couple more rows, I guess. Let's just go. Yeah, it does really look like a long pig. I'd say there, and then just 2 more. So there, and then here. All right, there we go. And then we just have to make some cuts on the body for where the spines will be. We'll just do some here. Oops. Put one there. Put one there. Wrong way. This is gonna have a lot of polygons. This is a lot of spines. Put one here. You guys should have requested something other than an alligator. But I guess this will be good for the weather balloon contest because you'll get to see how you make these things.
What about a shark?
There aren't sharks in Lake Waccamaw, I'm pretty sure. Okay. And you already gave me an impossible request. Can you just wait before you give me another? Thank you. We'll just take every spine like this.
Man, are you a nice teacher?
Who said that? All right. So we'll take this. Okay, here we go. So then we'll just have to extrude this up and hopefully it works. Here we go. It didn't work. Let's try again. There. That was better. Then we'll take these, move them down.
Kind of looks like the villain in the first Hulk movie.
What?
He kind of looks like the villain in the first Hulk movie.
Okay, well, guess
I like
what?
how this is looking. Yeah.
He just looks like he's a Lego now. We'll take our alligator and just make these look more spine-y. And then we also just got to give him a color and teeth. Instead of teeth, we should have just had his mouth closed.
So Seaborn, we have Kai online for the first time today. I'm wondering
Yes.
what he's thinking.
Yeah, he hasn't seen any of the other Unity ones. So this is probably really confusing. But if we go to shading, we'll be able to see kind of what he looks like a bit more. So this is what our alligator looks like so far. He's not actually that bad when you see him as a completed object. I guess we just have to add some teeth. Instead of with a bunch of little teeth, we're just gonna add like 4 big teeth, I think. I think that'd be our best bet for this. We'll go there, and just make some cuts here, make some cuts here, and there. Okay, so I think teeth, let's see. I think a tooth here, 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 and then the same way on the opposite side. There, and there. All right, and then we just have to go here, and hopefully we can extrude this downward. that was okay. I think we can work with it. Okay, and then we'll just have to take our teeth. That's actually kind of cool. That's not what we want to do though. Take the teeth and then just scale each one down to a point. And then we can make them a little bit longer. We should also give them like a roar sound.
Oh yes, so that's very similar to like what we did with the thunder, yeah?
Yeah, we can just give them we can go to like Audacity or something and edit a roar sound effect that plays every 3 seconds or something, and then to give it to the alligators. It'll get really annoying, but it'll be really funny. So now what different colors we'll need? Since I think this is okay for our model, we need to select both the eyes. If we're gonna make the eyes like black or something, because we want them to be separate from the alligator itself. So we select the eyes and make sure we get the full things. And same with this one. And we're going to take these and we're gonna right click, separate by selection. So now these eyes are separate objects that we can color separately. We're gonna do the same thing with the teeth. So take this. I want to select our alligator. So we'll take these, and then that. And I'm just holding shift click to do all this. Like how you'd select a text file if you want to select a lot of text or something. So we'll just do that for the rest of these. We're almost there. I don't know. This is going to look really weird when we get it in, but I think it should be pretty funny. We could give this alligator a grill. I just thought of that. All right. So now I think we have all of that selected. So we'll separate by selection. So now we have our teeth, and our alligator body and eyes as separate objects. And now we can finally color this and we'll be done.
So could you make the mouth move?
Yeah, we could do that. We'll do that next time. We'll do the animation, but for now, what we'll do, I think we'll just take his base color, make him a dark green. Like this is a good alligator-ish color. It's kind of shiny though. So let's just turn this down. We can go to roughness and make him like that. It looks very plasticky, but I can't really control that. You can also make them metallic and really shiny. There's a lot of cool things you can do with this, but we'll keep him how he is. Then we will take our teeth and we will change these to like a white color. We will take this and we'll make these white. We can make them shinier or less shiny, but I think how we have it right now is pretty good. Then all we have to do is get our eyes, which are here, and then add a material, remove a material, then just do this, and we'll make them like that. So here's our alligator.
I like that a lot. That's cool.
Okay, and then we'll just save. Save, what should we call him?
Phil.
Okay. So then
We already named the praying mantis Phil.
should have named him like Ed or something. So we'll go to fill.blend and just import him in here. And then we can put Phil into our scene, unpack the prefab, remove his light and camera. So now we have Phil the alligator in our scene. let's just give him a collider. We'll just use a mesh collider and have it adapt to his shape.
And then
Uh,
just to remind that the collider is there so that it actually feels an object touching together, right?
Yeah.
And remember, you have to make him attack the goose.
Okay, for now, we're just going to use goose speed as a script and give him like a thrust of 2 and a rigid body here. Actually, let's give him a thrust of 6. I made him heavier than the goose. Then we'll be able to see what this looks like in our game. It's going to look like a goose pretty much, but that's fine. He just stands on the water. He doesn't want to move. Oh yeah, I need to make him slippery. Because the gooses, they need to be slippery enough to move around. So we'll just give him the slip material, and now he'll be able to move around. He doesn't move forward. He just moves sideways. So here's our alligator. He's actually good size and scale to the geese, I think. Actually, those geese are kind of large anyway. They're very large. But we have our alligator here. We're gonna make our own script for the alligator. We need him to move in a different way that the geese move. So what we did with our alligator is I accidentally modeled him sideways. So the goose script won't work because it uses a different thing. We're just gonna call it Phil Chase because he's gonna chase the geese. We'll add that. We're just gonna copy the goose script and change a little bit, and then also make him face the geese. So he'll kind of just chase after the geese and fling them into space. I feel like, because that's what's gonna happen. We could also make the geese run away from the alligator. So we'd kind of have. I completely forgot this was a weather balloon thing. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna do.
You know, this is part of the adventure of science, right?
Yeah,
It's
making
the story
geese
within the
and
story.
alligators.
This is great.
Making the geese and alligators chase each other. All right, so we got Phil. I just copied the goose script and plugged it into the alligator script. I changed the transform.forward to transform.right because he's moving this way, which would be forward. So we'll just change it to the right, which would be this way. So we'll give him a thrust of 3, add the rigid body, go to a cube. We have to also add the material, the slip. And we should be able to see him moving forward. Let's see. Yep, there we go. He moves forward pretty well. Can also up the thrust.
Nice.
And
Wow, that's quick.
we'll see him move into that. I bet we could add bounce to this, to the slip material, and have the geese bouncing off the walls. Anyway, so now we have to see how can we make him point to the goose. Let me see. I'm just gonna look this up. Let's see. There should be an answer. Okay. Okay, that's pretty easy. So we'll just get Phil Chase. We have to add a public game object. I can't type today. Object goose. Courser. That's gonna be what goose is. And then we just have to do transform dot look at goose. And this should work. Hopefully, we'll see. Wait for the script to update. Oh, there's an error. Transform.lookat. Okay. Oh. Huh, okay. That's interesting. So we'll have to do this. Transform rotation. Transform.rotation is going to be equal to goose. We'll just say goose pause. What's going to be weird though is that our geese, there's multiple geese, so I'm not sure what he's going to end up looking at.
Maybe the closest one?
Yeah, hopefully that's how that works, and he doesn't just spaz out trying to look at all of them at once. Okay, so we also have to go into this. We need to do quaternion of goose pause. Quaternion goose pause is equal to quater. I think I have to do new quaternion. This is very interesting. Okay. Let's see. I wonder if there's a script we can just download for this. Or maybe, oh, okay, I figured out what our problem was. We spelled transform.lookat wrong. That was our whole problem. You're really dumb. We didn't have to go through all that extra trouble. We could just do transform.lookat. So we'll just get public transform of gooser, and then we'll go transform.lookat. We should have figured this out that we were gonna do this before.
You've done very well, Seaborn. Very, very well. Yes.
Because the coding part isn't very interesting. Then we just have to go.
Well, I think this is very interesting.
Vector.
I mean, you have to understand the code as well.
Yeah. All right. This should work, and we just have to wait. Oh wow, I'm stupid. I tried to use a game object instead of a transform. That was our whole problem. So let's see. We're just gonna put a goose in here, and then we're gonna get Phil to chase this goose's transform, and hopefully this will work. And he won't mess up completely. Oh, he's doing this. This is not what we want. Doesn't seem to be looking at our goose.
Well, that's unorthodox.
Oh, where'd he go?
But what if there's a goose under the water?
No, I don't think so. Now he's just floating. I think what we'll do is we'll comment out his ability to look at his ability to move, and then we'll disable his rigid body and see what he does, like if he's actually looking at it and there's just an error. So doesn't want, there we go. So let's have his rigid body not use gravity and then put him up in the sky. So what he should do is look at this goose. And let's see if he does this. He kind of is. You can see him kind of turning.
Yes.
but he's kind of, or maybe it's just because something hit him. But it looks like he's trying to look at it, but he doesn't really know how. So what it seems like, let's see. What we'll do is void fixed update is for physics. So
Okay, Seaborn, we should if you can fix this during the break, and then we can you can probably show it to us next Wednesday.
yeah, that sounds like a better idea. But yeah, please leave suggestions. Give your suggestions of what to do next time to Rob.
Oh my gosh.
Because if you give me suggestions during the class, it's just going to be me improvising, trying to figure out how I'm supposed to make this. So please figure out what you want me to make beforehand so I can have it set up.
I feel very bad for those geese right now. I'm just seeing them flying off of the.
Yeah. What we should do is we should give their necks a chain, like a chain, so that their necks flop around.
So, Seaborn, this actually has been really good. Just to sort of bring it back to the weather balloon. So, do you want to go over the competition that you suggest for the weather balloon?
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So for weather balloon, whoops, I just messed everything up. Let me stop sharing my screen. So for the weather balloon, for the competition, I think you just have to model a weather balloon with a string that's attached to like a little box. Use Blender, and I'll have some tutorials linked. I'll give them to Rob, and he'll give them to you. And it has to be done by Wednesday, and whoever does the best balloon wins. And you can put like, you can kind of customize it how you want and put like a little character on it. Just whoever has the best looking balloon wins. And also, please send your suggestions of what we should make next time to Rob, so I don't have to improvise and figure them out on the spot.
Actually, Scott has a little update on that.
Yeah.
For next time. It's about the atmosphere, Scott. Do you want to talk about?
Oh yeah. So probably next time we should do clouds and wind patterns in the atmosphere, and how like the weather balloon that we get from the competition will interact with those. You know, the lightning and the thunder, like we had with the original model.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Scott, is there anything else to add?
I don't really think so. That was really good.
All right,
Thank
cool
you.
stuff. Thanks, Seaborn.
Yeah. Thank you.